So this is a Sterling Europa 570, going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van you've got your hitch, jockey wheel and handbrake, which will demonstrate in person here on site. Front locker, you've got your gas bottle with gas regulator on top and reverse thread fitment pipes that go into the bottle itself. Coming on this side of the van, you've got your water pump connection, which very simply you pull back the blue trigger, pull the pump away or push into the side of the van, and the other end of the pipe drops inside your alcohol. You've got your wind down legs on either side at the front to stabilise the caravan. You would never lift the caravan with these legs as it could potentially damage the floor of the caravan. Then got your trimmer heating flue. You need to remove this cover whenever you're using the caravan on gas, as it's basically an exhaust system for the gas system itself. Then got your battery locker with your mains lead coming into it, and your battery with quick release terminals on top. The bracket at the bottom does need to be in place when the battery is in the box, as if not the battery potentially slide towards the door of the caravan. Fridge vents on the side of the van are there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit, and also to take in some cool air for when the fridge unit is being operated. Motor mover and wheel nuts. The motor mover it will demonstrate here on site, and we'll also torque the wheel nuts to the correct manufacturer settings before the caravan leaves site here. The 2 grade waste pipes coming out the side of the van, so the fresh water that goes in the front has to come out somewhere, and that's what the 2 grade pipes are here for. So the grade pipe work will go into the large diameter holes, and they'll drop down inside the waste master itself. Then got your toilet box, toilet flush tank, or toilet tank, sorry. Pull the green handle up to release it from the side of the van. The neck here turns out so you can tip the waste away. And on the back of the cassette you've got your green pressure relief button, so when you are tipping the waste away, it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. Before you use this cassette you'll need to put 1 litre of water in there and a cap full of the blue fluid. Above you've got your toilet flush tank. You put 3.5 litres of water in here prior to use and a cap full of the pink fluid. You've got a mark down the a measure down the side there, or fill line essentially down the side there, so you can see where the water level is at for the flush system. On the back of the van on either side you've got your wind down legs to stabilise the caravan. Like I said, when we were going down the front of the van, you would never lift the caravan with these legs as it could potentially damage the floor of the van. You've then got your last wind down leg on this side at the front of the van, and again that is just there for stabilising. Going inside of the van, above the door you have your main control panel, so you've got power on. You've got a light here to indicate power. So the control panel above the door, the green dot here indicates you've got power coming from the power post on site into the caravan. And then if you connect to the car, you'll have an orange light on the car and a green light on the caravan. Leisure battery voltage on the left hand side here, it tells you how much power you've got in the onboard battery. You've got your water pump run down the bottom here, which I'll come back to in a second. You've then got vehicle battery on this side also, so that when you connect it to the car, you can see how much power is coming through into the caravan. To fill the water system, you're first of all going to need to go into the seat on the front right hand side of the van, and you're going to need to find the yellow drain down valve, which is tucked just down there, if you can see it there. That valve needs to be parallel with the floor prior to filling the water system. If that valve is pointing upright towards the bottom of the seat, then all of the water on the van will actually drain straight back out of the caravan. To fill it, as I said, you're going to need to come over to, you need to make sure that valve is parallel with the floor prior to filling it, shall I say. Once you've got that valve parallel with the floor, you're going to need to open every tap up on board the van. So you're going to open up the taps in the kitchen, the bathroom and the shower. And once them taps are open, you can come back to the control panel above the door, press the water pump button, and the water system will start filling. Once the water system's full, you'll have water coming out every tap on board the caravan. So as you can see, I've already filled the system up on this van, but normally it takes about 5 to 10 minutes to get the water through the system and get the air out of the system. So do be patient with it. But you open all the taps up like I said, wait for the water to come out of all of the taps continuously, then you'll shut each tap down individually so that the water system is full and sealed off. Once you've done that, you can actually start thinking about warming the water on board the caravan. There's two ways of doing that. The first way I'm going to show you is the gas option. So on this control panel just here that says Ultra Store, think of it as a water store rather than the Ultra Store. To ignite it on gas, you'll turn the gas on in the front of the van. Turn the dial around to the flame symbol, the grey dial on the outside of the flame symbol. Green light will appear behind here. Now that is essentially your pilot light. In a moment a red light's going to appear, just due to the fact I haven't got the gas turned on. And the red light is the fail light. To control the water temperature on gas, you've got a dial here between 30 and 70 degrees of water temperature. We do advise you use the gas for boosting the water system when you're showering on board the van. To use the water heater on electric, below the seat on the right hand side you'll see this control panel, and you'll need to turn on the switch on the end here, and that will allow the water heater to warm up. It is a preset temperature on electric, you can't change the temperature, so if, like I said before, if you want to change the temperature you would need to use the gas supply. Next up we're going to go to the space heater. You're going to need to make sure this switch is on just here. Once that switch is on, you can then control the heating internally on the caravan on electric on the dial to the left hand side of the water heater. Funny enough, this is ultra heat on that one. So think of it as a space heater instead, which is the little heater down the floor down there. Down the side here you've got the option of 500, 1000 or 2000 watts. Spin the dial around to the 500 watt option if you've got a 500 watt site, 1000 or 2000 depending on the site you're on. The green light in here will indicate the heater is working. If that green light is off, it is more than likely that you've got the space heater switch turned off on the main control panel. To control the temperature of the heater on electric, you've got the dial in the centre here. The higher you go, number wise, the hotter the heater will be. To turn the heater off, you'll spin it round to the off position just here, and that will isolate the power supply to the heater. To operate the heater on gas, on top of the heater itself, you've got a valve here that you can turn on to turn on the gas supply. You'll put it between 10 and 9, hold down the gas valve, and when it ignites on gas, you'll have a pilot light in this window down the front. What we advise is once it has ignited, hold down the gas valve for a further 5 to 10 seconds, then slowly release the gas valve, and you'll be able to control the temperature of the heater on the dial on top. To turn it off, you'll spin it all the way back around to the off position just here, and that will turn the gas supply back off. On the opposite side of the heater, you have something a bit like you've got in your car for your fans in your car. So you've got your fan speed on top here to turn, for the blown air heating. The dot in the centre indicates the heat is going to come out the front of the heater. If I put the switch onto the wave symbol, that will be continuous blown air. So essentially the vents that you see around the caravan in different locations, down the front there, etc., will be to allow that hot air to come out of them when you've got the heating system turned on. The A on the right hand side is essentially a thermostated blown air, so it cuts in and out with the temperature of the thermostat on the wall. So continuous blown air, heat out the front of the heater, and the A on the right hand side is the thermostated blown air. Cooker, hob and grill all work very much like your household appliances with your igniter on the front. The 240 ring will only come on when you've got 240 mains coming into the caravan. Fridge, very simple to use, you've got a power button on the right hand side here. 3 different power sources, so you've got mains power as you can see, and you'll control the temperature on the button on the right hand side, and you'll also use that same button for the gas temperature. 12 volt from the car you're towing with, so essentially if you're towing down the road and you want to use the fridge as a cool box, you can put it onto 12 volt mode, and that will allow you to use the fridge as a cool box when you're travelling down the road, but you'd need to connect to the car first before turning it on to 12 volt mode. The 10 and the spanner symbol on there at the moment is just indicating to me that we've got no power supply coming from the car we're towing with because we aren't connected to a car. Gas operation, I'd advise you go to the hob before you try and ignite the fridge on gas and get the gas through on the hob, because that's the last point on the gas system. Once you've got gas through to the hob, the fridge will self-ignite. You've got a blue pilot light here at the bottom, which will stay lit if it has ignited on gas. And you'll get a 9 appear here if it fails, and the spanner symbol. Temperature control for the fridge, again on the button on the right hand side. Microwave, very much the same as your household appliance, so no differences at all there. Last thing we can go through on the inside of the van is the toilet system. The toilet handle just here is for the flush tank to open the toilet waste cassette door. You've then got the electric flush on the button on the bottom here. The light here is a full indicator to let you know when the toilet waste cassette is full. If you have any further questions on the Sterling Europa 570, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be more than happy to help. We thank you for your business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site when you collect your caravan. Thank you for now. Bye bye.